Welcome to clickmyproject.com. The project title is The Small World of File Sharing. Now going to explain the abstract. Most of the file sharing networks plays a major role in the current networking domain. When considering each of the system, the need is the performance improvement in the network. The existing system proposes a new structure, but it is considered in the distributed system. We consider the system in the centralized system to improve the performance of file sharing process during the high workload. Now going to explain the data flow diagram. The process starts with considering the data set. First of all, we have to load the data set. After that, by giving the number of users and get the node details from the data set. The node details nothing but the x and y coordinate. After getting the x and y coordinate, we have to calculate the path between the each users and get the distance between the users. The next process, get the file request from the end user to the server, and the server checks the nearby user who are having the end user requested file. If the neighbors have that file, the server gives the information about the client to the end user, and the end user give the request to the client and download the files. Otherwise, the server itself, the end user gets the file and download successfully. Now going to show the demo of the project. This is the home page of our project. By clicking process button, we are going to the further process. Here we are going to give the data set. From the data set only, we are going to get the x and y values. The data set we are considered is D0 data set. Then by clicking load button, the data are loaded into the database successfully. By clicking view button, we can view the loaded information from the database. By clicking next process, we are going to the next. Here we are going to extract the node positions. Here we have to give the number of users we want to create. By get, we get the x and y coordinate values from the data set. By clicking view, we can view the get a data set from the database. First of all, we have to get the values, and we are going to draw based on that x and y values. Then have to calculate the distance between the each nodes for the further process. The distance is successfully calculated now. Now I am going to show the process between the users. First, have to give the node ID for each users. First we have to run the client 1. Here have to select the node ID for the client 1 and selected and updated successfully, and next have to run the client 2 and client 3. For client 2 have to select the another node and the node ID is updated successfully, and for client 3 have to select the another node and updated successfully, and by clicking view button we can see the node details from the database. Next we are going to run the end user and the server. Those two users are the major users to go showing the further process. First of all, have to update the end user node ID. By clicking node ID, we get the all nodes whatever we get from the data set. By clicking update ID, now the node 4 is selected as the end user. By clicking view, we see the updated details. Then by pressing the get button, the end user get the list of files available in the server, and these are the files which are available in the server. First he selected the file which end user needs, and here have to give the name and send the request to the server for this file. The server here monitoring. The server receives the file request, and server searches whether the files are available in the nearby client files. Here the client 1 and 2 have the same files. So now getting the neighbor client details. So there is no neighbor users for the end user. So server have to send files to the end user. In that options, first view the list of files in the server, and by clicking and view the content of the selected file and give permission to the end user to download. Now the end user is going to download that file. Now the file is successfully shared. After successful file sharing, we have to evaluate the performance. By clicking graph button, we can view the performance evaluation. Here we are considering the time evaluation for the existing and the proposed system based on the workload.